everyone. My name is Tanika Santos McSwain. I'm the Assistant Director of Fitness here at Recreation and Wellbeing, and I'm going to be guiding you through a power yoga class today. We still got another minute before we get started, but I just want to make sure you know to have some space set aside. If you have a mat, great. If you don't, that's totally fine. But we will be doing a lot of things like on the floor. So I definitely recommend having enough space to do so. This is a power format. So that means we are going to be moving a little bit faster, engaging a little bit more muscle groups. So we're going to be doing some strength. We're going to be doing some balancing. But you can also take it as a regular vinyasa yoga class, which means like as I add different, what's the word? Progressions or start moving faster, you can always slow things down. You can always stick with what we were doing previously. So make it your own. And if as we're going, the progressions I offer, regressions I offer don't feel good to you, you can always come back to find a child pose or one of our other relaxation poses that we have at the beginning. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Finding that space on your mat in a seated position, cross-legged if that feels good to you, or lotus pose, which means stacking our ankles over our knees. See where you are today. But what I would love us to do right now is to let our eyes fall shut and begin to find some deep breaths, cleansing breaths with our palms facing up to the sky. So through an inhale, in through the nose to the bottom of the belly, exhale, deep press through the belly all the way out. Good, give me another big inhale. Another deep exhale. Just allow yourself to get nice and loose into this space. Again, knowing that all that matters in this moment is the time that we are taking for ourselves to be present in our bodies. Give me one more big inhale. Letting any thoughts that come into our mind just start to fizzle away. Knowing it's okay for them to be there, but they are not taking our attention. All right, beautiful. On our next inhale, let's inhale our fingertips up to the sky, reaching up to the ceiling. Good, and then on an exhale, take our right hand to the outside of our left thigh, twisting open, left hand coming behind our backs here. Now on our inhale, I want us to untwist, coming forward. Exhale, deeper twist, pressing into our thigh, maybe opening up that shoulder or spine. Give me two more big breaths, again, unwinding just a little bit. Exhale, deepening that wind. Inhale, opening up. Last exhale. Beautiful, big inhale, reaching back up to the sky. Beautiful, exhale to the other side. So let's get that left hand to our right thigh. Again, if we've been sitting, maybe this will feel really good. Maybe we get a little back crack. Every inhale, facing forward, opening up. Every exhale, twisting deeper. And that's because you're squeezing your belly button into your spine. It's creating a tighter spiral for your body. Give me one more big inhale. Deep exhale, big press, biggest one of the day. Good, and then inhaling back up to the spine. Lovely, back up to the sky. Exhale, let's take that left hand over to the side of the mat, right fingertips reach to the side of the room. Again, maybe this feels good to you right here. If it feels better, you can even drop deeper onto our forearm. Big thing is keeping that hip, that glute connected to the mat, connected to the floor. So every inhale, we're coming up a little bit. Every exhale, we're lowering back down. Inhale high, exhale back down. Now this is great for the lower back. If we've been spending some time sitting or feeling that low back tightness, give me one more inhale. One more exhale, hold it a little bit longer here. Beautiful, inhale back up to the sky and exhale over to the other side. Right hand comes down to the floor, reaching over to the other side here. Again, keeping that chest open. And dropping that forearm down if it's available today, big reach, but again, keeping that connection with the mat. And again, moving at your own pace with your breath. Now our breathing is getting a little bit more quick than if we were in a regular vinyasa class. Because it's power, we want to bring heat into the body. So let's get one more full pulse all the way through. Big inhale, deep exhale, hold it just a little bit longer here. Beautiful. Alrighty, inhaling back up to the sky. So we're gonna tick-tock back and forth just a little bit. Big reach, exhale, big reach, inhale, exhale, big reach. Beautiful. Let's give it one more time each side. Reach, up to the sky, reach, beautiful. Alrighty, this next time we're gonna take our right hand underneath us and open our hips to the side of the room. So option one, this right knee is gonna come down, sending our hip up to the sky. Reaching up to the sky, maybe reaching our fingertips nice and long for this open gate position. It's available today to just continue opening up this space. Every inhale down, every exhale, other way around. Inhale, open, exhale down. Options here to bring that leg up. Good, or maybe it feels good to take that leg behind us. Opening that hip flexor, opening our quads. Let's get 3 more here. And release, last 2. So we're starting to build some heat in the body. Good, last one, big reach. And exhale, coming through our tabletop position to the other side. Left hand comes down, left knee drops down, right leg goes long. So again, option 1, we're sinking those hips back, and then we're bringing those hips forward, opening up nice and big to the front of the room. Option 2, reaching those fingertips over to the side of the room every time. Good. Option 3, bringing our leg up as we reach, big open gate pose. Good. And option 4, taking that leg behind us. It's just going to open the opposite hip flexor as we do this. I want you to feel that breath connecting with your movements. Every time our body gets bigger, that's an inhale. Every time our body gets smaller, that's an exhale. Give me your last big one. And exhale to release. All right, let's turn over to get into our tabletop position. Wrists come under our shoulders, knees under our hips. We're going to slow it back down just to create some space here through the spine. So rocking our hips and shoulders side to side, just to open up a little space here. Good. Maybe rolling into our wrists, sending some forward wrist rocks back and forth. Good. Maybe it feels good to turn that palm over, facing up to our face. Or under. Again, being very gentle here. If it feels good to you, you can tuck those toes, and as you press back, it's going to be a stretch of the sole of your foot. Beautiful. Let's take a few more breaths here before we really get into it. Good. Last inhale. Last exhale. Lovely. Finding that neutral spine once again. Let's take some nice openers of our spine here. So on our inhale, dropping our chest down, chin lifts, tailbone lifts for our cow pose. And then on our exhale, tucking our tailbone, curving our spine, pressing into the floor for our cat pose. Lovely. Inhale, almost pressing, corkscrewing through the front of the room. And then exhale, reaching that belly button up to the ceiling, creating that nice arch. Now I want you to move at your own pace here. Every inhale, we're opening the chest. Every exhale, we're collapsing through the center of the body. Now moving as quickly or as slowly as feels good to you. I want you to feel that intention through each vertebra as we move. Give me just a couple more breaths here. And if you want to take some more forward and backward rocks, that can also be helpful for just creating a little bit more space through the shoulders and the hips. Give me your last big inhale. Final exhale. Good, and take that neutral tabletop position. Lovely. Alrighty, to continue opening up some more space, getting some heat through the body, we're gonna go ahead and tuck our toes underneath our heels. Beautiful. Lift and press our knees up to the sky. This is our hover pose. It's going to heat up our quads, heat up our legs just a little bit. Alrighty, as we continue to inhale, let's go ahead and press our hips all the way up high, high, high to the sky as we press our head back through our biceps. Here in our downward facing dog, this is going to be a position we come to a lot. Now, if this is not feeling great, you can always come back to that tabletop position or press all the way back to the child's pose. So see where you are today, see what feels good, but anytime you come back to downward facing dog, those are your options. Here, we're gonna just pedal out the heels a little bit, creating some space through our calf muscles, creating some of that heat as we press into the ground, maybe feeling this in our shoulders and our backs. Beautiful, one more big inhale. One more big exhale. Lovely. Alrighty, on our next inhale, we're gonna take our eye gaze forward to our hands. Now, give me a slight bend in those knees, and then taking our one foot forward to meet our hands, if that's available today. If we need to come up a little higher, that's fine. And then our opposite foot comes to meet us. So we are in a forward fold. Maybe we're touching the floor, maybe we have a pillow, or we're on our peace sign fingers right there. Slight bend in the knees, maybe rocking side to side, bending one knee and kind of twisting our body, feeling that nice, gentle opening of our low backs, which should feel a little more open right now. Beautiful, one more inhale. Maybe holding on to our nice elbows here, one more exhale, nice and loose. Good, alrighty, on our next inhale, we're gonna glide our hands up to our shins and flatten out our backs. Nice strong core, nice beautiful lengthy back. This is gonna be helpful for stabilizing whenever we go to pick things up. Exhale, lowering back down, nice length of those hamstrings. Now give me that nice knee bend. And inhale, swooping our fingertips all the way up to the sky. Beautiful job. On our exhale, getting some more of that side body. Right fingertips reach back behind towards our hip. Left fingertips reach over to the side of the room. Beautiful. Inhaling up to the sky. Exhale, let's get a nice stretch over on the other side as we stand. You might feel this more in your rib cage or your shoulders. Inhaling back up to the sky. Beautiful. From this position, we're gonna exhale, take those arms nice and wide. Slight bend in the knee as we come back to that forward fold on the floor. Beautiful job. Planting our hands on the ground, we'll inhale and step or hop our feet all the way back to the back of the mat in a nice high plank pose. So in this position, we're gonna hold it a little bit. Shoulders are over our wrists. We have a nice long line from the top of our head down our back. You might even feel, oh, I need to make an adjustment there. Or my hips, I need to make an adjustment there. You should feel this in your core as well as your legs. You are welcome to drop down to your knees. But if not, nice long line through our legs for one more inhale. And then on our exhale, welcome to drop down to those knees. We're gonna bend through our elbows, lowering all the way to the floor. Beautiful. Now, in this position, we're first gonna start by inhaling to roll those shoulder blades back, elbows down, and just lift the front of our chest in a Sphinx pose. So again, our forearms are on the floor. Nice opening here. Exhale to lower back down. Wiggle those hands just a little bit further back from the shoulders for me. On our next inhale, we're gonna press into the floor, lifting our chest, nice cobra pose. Open chest, this is a good stretch of the abdominals as well. Beautiful, reach, exhale to lower. Final option, pressing into the floor with our feet as we inhale, squeezing our legs and thighs off of the mat and reaching up to our upward facing dog. Slight difference, but it does put a little bit more on your lower back, so protect that space. And then as we exhale, coming back to our downward facing dog or child's pose. Beautiful. I'm gonna do that all again. One breath, one movement. That's how we pick up the heat. That's how we pick up some speed. So on our next inhale, eye gaze goes forward, slight bend in the knees. Exhaling, forward hop to forward fold. Beautiful. Inhale, gliding our hands up to our shins, nice long line, halfway lift. Exhale, lowering back down to that forward fold, slight bend in the knees as we inhale, swooping our fingertips up to the sky, reaching up nice and tall. Good, and exhale, reaching over to the right side of the room, left fingertips reaching over. Inhale, back up nice and tall. Exhale to the other side, slight bend in the knees. We don't want to lock out our legs here. Inhale, back up to the sky. Exhale, big swan dive to that forward fold. Beautiful job. Slight bend in the knees as we inhale, step or hop to our high plank. Exhale to lower chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or upward facing dog. You can already hear it in my breath. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Beautiful job. Let's do it one more time, moving at your own pace or with me. Inhale, eye gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, swooping up to the sky. I just turn to the side so you can see me. Exhale to the right. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale to the other side. Inhale once again. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, lowering down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, let's bring it back, everybody, to that child's pose. Whew, take a deep breath here, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Allow this back to get a little bit of a curve, pressing into the floor, nice and gentle. You might be feeling heat in your shoulders, in your core, in your legs. Give me one more big inhale, taking this nice little pause, collecting ourselves. Exhale. Beautiful. And when you're ready, finally that inhale, bringing us back to that tabletop position. We're not done yet. Alrighty, finding an opportunity to get some of our core going. So option one, when we're finding these moves, is to stay with the legs bent on the ground. Option two, I'm going to be showing it from the downward facing dog position. So option one, we're going to inhale, kicking our leg back nice and long, right leg here, heel goes up, toe goes down. Exhale, then squeezing in, our knee comes into our elbow. So inhale, nice and long. Exhale, squeezing in. Beautiful. Option two, going to be to come up onto our toes for that downward facing dog. We inhale, three-legged dog, nice and long, big open reach. Toe maybe points to the sky. And then exhale, squeezing our knee into our elbow. That's going to require us to come forward onto our shoulders. Inhale, nice and long. Exhale, squeezing in. Beautiful. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, big crunch. Last one. Inhale, nice and long. Exhale, big crunch. And then this time I'm going to have you plant that right foot in between our hands here. Low lunge, runner's lunge. Option to drop that back knee. See how you feel today. We're going to hold here for just a minute, just a breath. I want you to find that space. Catch that breath a little bit. I know we probably picked up the heat a little there. Alrighty, one more inhale. One more exhale. Beautiful. Alrighty, from this position, picking up that back foot, we're going to drop our back heel to give ourselves a 45-degree angle. And then with strong legs on the right side, we're going to inhale our fingertips up to the sky. This is warrior one. So in this position, we've got grounding through the legs. I want you to squeeze those thighs to come together, almost corkscrewing our feet into the ground. Arms up nice and tall, nice and long. All right, we're going to twist open, taking our fingertips wide, maybe deepening our stance, maybe turning that foot so the blade of our foot is parallel with the back of the mat. And I chose the wrong side to start on because you're going to be looking at my back the whole time, but that's okay. So warrior two, nice long line, eye gaze forward over our front fingertips. On our next inhale, we're gonna turn our palm forward, reach our chest forward like we're asking someone to dance. And then exhale, bringing our forearm to our thigh is option one. Bringing our left fingertips over to the front of the room, facing the front of the room. It's option two. We can also bring that hand back down to our hips. Or if you want deeper stretches, you can take that right hand to the floor, maybe twisting open, left fingertip reach up to the sky. Beautiful job. Front angling here. Give me one more inhale here. One more exhale. I know you're feeling the stretch. I know you're feeling the strength. And when you're ready on that inhale, our left fingertips are going to glide down the back of our left thigh, and our right fingertips are going to scoop back, reaching to the back of the room, maybe extending this knee just a little bit, but not totally locking it out into an angle. Good, so we might not find that depth as much. Also an option to take that left hand to our right thigh as we reach deeper back in our reverse warrior. Beautiful job. One more big breath, inhale. And then on our exhale, we're going to cartwheel our hands back down to the mat, pick up that back heel, low lunge once again. Beautiful. And we will inhale, take that right foot back to our high plank, and we've been here before. Exhale to lower, inhale to lift, and exhale to press back to that downward facing dog. Beautiful job. Let's even it out on the other side here. Left side, we're gonna inhale our left heel up to the sky. Now again, you've got that option to stay on the knees and inhale. Exhale, squeezing to our elbow. Inhale, nice and long. Exhale, squeeze. Now again, that tabletop position is an option, or our three-legged dog to our plank. So move with your pace here. Give me 2 more big breaths. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, squeeze. 1 more big inhale, reach to the sky. And on this exhale, let's squeeze our left thigh in between our hands here. Beautiful low lunge. Option again to drop the back knee. Feel a little bit of that depth. Take a breath. Take a bit of a pause. You already know what's coming in on this side. So preparing ourselves for that. Now, when you're ready, lifting that back knee. Good. Turning our foot to that 45-degree angle, you'll already feel that shift. As your heel comes down, your hips need to come back. Squeezing through the legs as we inhale nice and tall to our warrior 1. So again, it might be a little bit taller, it might be a little bit lower. Listen to your body on this one, okay? Beautiful job. With that exhale, turning our foot to frame the back of the mat. Nice big warrior 2, bending through that front knee. Good breath, good space here. Alrighty, turning our palm up. Inhale, reaching our chest forward. Nice little reach. Exhale, taking our forearm to our thigh. Right fingertips reach to the front of the room. Beautiful front angle. If it's available, you can always drop those hands down to the floor, reaching up to the sky. See what feels good to you, what feels good in your hip, your groin, your back. Give me 1 more inhale. 1 more exhale. Beautiful. On our next inhale, right fingertips glide back down as our left fingertips reach up to the sky. And then maybe back to the room. Hand can drop down our back thigh or find our back hip. Beautiful space created here. Inhale 1 more time. Exhale 1 more time. Good. And with that big exhale, cartwheeling our hands to frame our left foot. Inhaling our left foot back. Nice high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale back to our downward facing dog. Beautiful work, everybody. We're gonna go ahead and walk our hands forward till they're about halfway through to the mat. Then we're gonna glide our hands back for just a breath. Good. Now you've got some options here for our balancing poses. I recommend starting from the floor up. So peace sign fingers or all of our fingertips on the floor is option 1. We're gonna pick our right heel up to our glutes, kicking back nice and long, extending. Exhale, squeezing in, bend knee. Inhale, nice and long. Exhale, squeezing in. Now this is option 1. Option 2, we're gonna pick up that opposite hand. Inhale, nice and long. Exhale, squeezing in. Inhale, nice and long. And you already know where we're going for option 3. If it is available today, finding that balance pose with our warrior 3. So inhale, exhale, squeezing in. Inhale, nice and long, warrior 3. Exhale, hands come to prayer as our knee bends in. Inhale, nice and long. We've got 3 more. So let's make them count, whichever version you're choosing. Inhale, nice and long. Exhale, squeeze. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. Exhale, lowering back down. Beautiful. Let's get our other side. Maybe rocking those hips, rocking those knees, side to side. Option for those peace sign fingers. Let's build it up again. Other side. Toes curl, squeeze into the floor. Good. With our exhale, bending our left heel to our left glute. Inhale, kicking our heel all the way to the back of the room. Nice long lines here. Exhale, squeezing that knee back in, using that core. Inhale, nice and long. Exhale, squeezing in. Now you are welcome to stay here or plant through that left hand, taking that right hand up. Exhale, squeezing elbow and knee in. Inhale, reaching nice and long. This is where you start to get pretty shaky. That's okay, that's the point. Good. Or you always have that option to find that full warrior 3. So coming onto one leg, inhale, reaching nice and long. Exhale, squeezing in. Inhale, reaching nice and long. 2 more big ones here. Inhale, long line. Exhale to squeeze. One more. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Taking our hands onto the floor. Take those knees to bend. Heel picks up, ball pose. It's going to curve through the back, curve through the spine a little bit. Feels really nice. Good. All righty. Let's go ahead and roll onto our backs into our seated position. I've got one more core move for you, and then we are done. We're going to stretch and relax. So rolling on back. Option one is to find that 45-degree angle. Hold right here, arms straight in front of you. Option two, maybe lift. Give me some heel taps. Or option three, let's take that boat pose. Both knees come up, both feet come up. You are welcome to stay right here. Or my challenge to you is I say head back to lie down. If you can, make it as slow and controlled as possible. You'll feel that shake. I know I do, until you are ready to lie all the way back down. Take a little breath here, take a little pause here, do a check-in with your body, palms facing up to the sky, see how we're feeling. Now, before we find our full final Shavasana, let's go ahead and bring our right knee into our chest. Give it a nice little hug. Lovely. Then take that right knee over to the left side of the room. Little twist here, low back twist. The higher the knee is, closer to the chest, the more you'll feel this in the glute. Lower the knee goes, the more you'll feel this in the lower back. Maybe our right hands reach out to the side of the room. Give me one more inhale. One more exhale. Wonderful. Squeezing our right knee back into our chest. Go ahead and switch sides. Right leg goes nice and long. Inhale, taking that left knee into the chest. Nice big squeeze. And when you're ready, exhale, taking that right knee over, left knee, sorry, to the right side of the room. Left fingertips reach out. Give me a nice twist here. Find that position where the knee feels best, where you're getting the most out of this stretch and what you need. Give me one more big inhale. One more big exhale. Beautiful. Bringing that knee back into our chest. Let's bring that other knee back into our chest, giving ourselves some nice rolls here. Might feel good for your core, might feel good for your lower back. Beautiful. Maybe opposite direction. Lovely. And if it feels good, you can pick your feet up here, knees bent, hands coming to the outer part of our feet. This is happy baby pose. Maybe rocking side to side, getting a little low back massage if that feels good to you. Maybe extending one leg at a time or both legs. This is such a good stretch for our groin and our hips, which carry a lot of tension throughout our bodies. So continuing that breath as we rock, getting really gentle here. Maybe letting those eyes close shut. Beautiful. Big inhale. Big exhale. Lovely. Alrighty, bringing our knees back together. Let's let our feet drop, knees staying up. Beautiful. Knees can fall open if it's available today. It's a little reclined butterfly stretch. Options here is bring one arm over to the other side, getting a little shoulder stretch. Not holding as long. Give me one more big inhale. One more big exhale. Good. Inhaling our fingertips up to the sky. Exhaling to the other side. So what we have is an active stretch that we are doing with our body here as we press and pull across. And then a passive stretch in our lower body as we let gravity do the work for us. So nice. Inhale one more time. Exhale one more time. Good. And inhale, fingertips up to the sky. Beautiful. Bringing those knees back together. Letting our eyes fall shut. Maybe we're extending our feet all the way out, getting a nice long line in our final relaxation, our Shavasana pose. Shoulder blades pulled down as we let ourselves melt into the floor. And you are welcome to stay here as long as you need, just finding that breath, feeling the heat through our muscles. Wherever you may be, if you're choosing to stay here, wonderful. If you'd like to come up to a seated position, roll those knees over to one side. Good, taking our hand into the floor to press ourselves up to that seated position. Totally optional either way. As we find our closing words, maybe our eyes are staying shut, or fluttering open, I encourage you to take this space to find gratitude, thanking your mind, your body, and your spirit for finding this space to explore, to give grace, and to love. Taking a big inhale, reaching our hands up to the sky. Good, exhale, bringing your hands back down to prayer. Once again, thanking ourselves for always handling with care and knowing you can always return to this space where we are feeling our minds and our bodies and our spirits. They're never too far away. Give yourself one more big inhale. One more big exhale of gratitude. Thank you all so much for joining me today. My name is Tanika. If you have any questions about anything we did today, please feel free to let me know. Otherwise, I hope everybody has a really great rest of their day, good relaxation. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Hopefully nobody's feeling too sore. Hopefully everybody is feeling really relaxed. And yeah, have a great rest of your week and your weekend. And we hope to see you again. Thank you, everyone.